This whole time?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Oh, maybe you can put a fun clip of us trying to get ready. So just hit stop.
Well, if you want to stop it, then yes.
It looks horrible.
Okay, you fix your hair.
Okay. I've never been a fan of headbands.
Me neither. I've never been able to pull one off.
Dang.
Okay, so should we just continue and then you'll edit?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I guess we're going to start here. Welcome, everyone, to Woo Woo Mama's podcast and YouTube channel. Good morning, Gina.
Good morning.
So we'll tell you a little bit about ourselves and what we're going to do, and we're also going to just let the spirit lead us. So there's that component as well.
That's how we roll.
That's exactly. So my name is Kolein Carlson, and this is my colleague Gina Petropoli. We work together here at the Healing House in Pittsford, New York. And I would describe this place very woo-woo, high energy, and lots of energy healers here. And over the course of the next few weeks, we're hoping to have people come on and tell you what all of the practitioners do here at the Healing House. So I'm going to introduce my colleague and good friend, Gina Petropoli, who is a Reiki healer. She does aroma touch therapy, right?
Yep.
She energy. I go to her. She's one of my practitioners. And I highly recommend her treatment. She is deeply caring, deeply connected in the spirit. She works with crystals. She's also a jewelry designer and maker. She's really a creative, spiritual extraordinaire, in my opinion. Very gifted and has been this way her whole entire life, which most of us, if not all, we are. If we're not tapped in, we may not understand that, but I truly believe that we are creative beings, and that we have a purpose and that we have a function here that is way beyond what we can even think. So that is my beautiful take on her, and
sweet.
She's so caring and so wonderful, and a beautiful mother to her family, her children, wife and mother. That's why we are called the Woo Woo Mamas. So. Yeah.
Yes, always mama's first, right?
Mama's first, yep.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Okay, so I need to introduce my friend, colleague Kolein Carlson. And it's, first of all, I always say it's like an honor to work with you, to know her as a friend. The kind of work that Kolein does is it's unique and it's different because she is a counselor. She is New Earth counselor. She works with clients in a very different way, but it's more effective. All the practitioners here, we're really all about root cause, and that's kind of how Kolein works. She knows how to go deep and to start bringing it to the surface so people can start releasing, because whether we know it or not, whether it's our physical wellness, our mental wellness, right. When we're unwell in either way, it presents in different ways. Yep. And I know people that have gone to Kolein, and I know changes, and they have attested to it. And that's not saying anything about your traditional types of counseling. We need everybody. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody plays their role. But, if you or a loved one has been through counseling and not seeing a lot of forward motion with it, I would say, please see her. That's all I can tell you. She is my go-to, and aside from being an amazing counselor, she's an amazing human being and somebody who I connected with her immediately. We all know that sometimes you meet that one person and you're like, oh my God, we are going to be friends.
I know.
Yes. And so that's, Kolein, she also does the meditations.
Yes.
Amazing job with that. And past life regressions.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So this is new place. So we're always evolving as people. We're always changing. You know, we're
Yes.
looking for, all of us, not just woo-woo mamas, but everyone. We're looking for new ways to do things, to adapt, and so forth. And so what I see the Healing House being is a place where people, we jokingly said we're leveling up, but really when
Yeah.
people are ready to change and ready to dive deep, okay, and extract, you know, the malignancies, we'll say, from their life. This is
Yeah.
a wonderful place to do this. I can tell when somebody comes in. You can tell when somebody comes in and they are ready.
Yes.
They are ready to do the work, and they are ready to see themselves in the light,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
See themselves in the light. And so that's what we do. We bring things to the light. It's very powerful for us to do this, all
Yep.
of us individually.
Yep. And I was gonna mention that. I'm glad that you brought it up. To talk about how we work, because we're unconventional
Right.
to do things, but I am finding people are looking for new ways.
Yes.
They're coming in and like they're spinning their wheels.
Yeah.
And I am seeing a lot of people who are ready for change. And the wonderful thing that I love is that I have practitioners that I can send people to, because
Yeah.
healing happens on different levels.
Absolutely.
I do the energy healing piece of it,
Mhm.
but I might meet with someone and say, like, because, you really do get to know somebody deeply. And of course, we work very intuitively.
Right.
So we kind of know things. I know when I need to send people to Kolein.
Yes.
I know when I need to send somebody to Katie.
Yeah.
I know if I need to send someone to Lorna. So it's, and we have other practitioners here, and it's the same. We do have more energies here,
Mm-hmm.
but we work differently.
Yes.
And I am not like, I do the energy healing. I know how, but I might need to say, I want you to see Tina today,
Yes.
because I can feel what other people have and what they bring. So, our levels of healing it's like, the layers of an onion. So I can give you a piece, and then we need to have Colleen give you a piece.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that are putting in work
Mm.
are seeing huge positive changes.
Yes. And that's the thing about this, is that I haven't figured out a word for it yet, but it's like, other than this one word, and that is facilitators. We're
Mhm.
facilitators. We create this space, okay, for the individual to bring things to the light, to really look at them,
Yep.
to examine them, to see patterns, reframe things, to cut cords, to release things. And they are the ones, we may give them or suggest a tool, right?
Right.
Or we may even work on it during the session. But then you, the client, is the person that actually does the work. And so
Yep.
that is where, the philosophy that we are all creators, which means we create our life. No matter what trauma we have been through, no matter what darkness we have seen, we can bring that light and do it in a safe place. Do it in a place where everyone understands, because we've been on our own journeys, right?
Yeah, of course.
Everyone understands that, we have things in our life that we need to really, I'm going to say expose, right? Call it what it is, and then learn how to it.
Yes.
So it doesn't have a hold on us, so that we can live freely and we can move through life creatively, and we can be the artist, the musician, the lover, the healer, perhaps. I mean, we see people become healers, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have a gift. And that's the other thing about this beautiful place, is while all of us have been trained in different particulars,
Yep.
because we are open and because we only have light energy, we are now being gifted, each one of us, more healing energies, more healing tools to offer to the public.
Very much so. Yeah. And I have told Colleen this and all my other coworkers that yes, it gets confusing for me sometimes because I do teach level 1.
Yeah.
I'm starting level 2. I just have to tweak a few things on my level 2 coursework before I bring it out again. So but things shifted. Things have, like, I'm not going to say shifted. They've evolved for me as a healer. So now I am doing things that I did not learn in Reiki. So I really kind of refer to it as energy healing because we're going really deep. And it's not that you can't with Reiki. It's just I don't want to say aligning with it. That's not the right word.
Right.
I'm feeling it in a very different way, in a much deeper way.
Yes, you're moving, you're expanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of expansion. And, I just had a client last week and we were talking about bringing that light into their life. And sometimes I like to use, metaphors because you can't see it's hard for some people to understand, so I try to let them see it in a different way that they can understand. And I told her, I said, a plant needs light to grow.
Yes.
And I said, you need to, as you move out of the darkness and you start bringing more light into your life, I says, you're going to watch yourself just continue to grow. Someone who's on and a journey have made huge strides. So that's you can't, if you have darkness in your life, you've got to release it. It has to be released.
Yes. And we're coming on the tail end of a super moon and super full moon, and
it was gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God,
and full moon
so
energy is very powerful for releasing. So all of my prayers and meditations for the last week have all been about that. And we can tap in. This is the thing. This is not exclusive to just me and Gina or to the colleagues here, the practitioners here. It's really, we all have access to it. We really are all one. And when we see each other that way and stop separating each other, when we want, I encourage people to come here. Like, if there's an event on Facebook that you see at the Healing House, come here, join it, be a part of it, whatever it is.
Yeah, come meet us.
Yes,
and
right.
The space, and more so feel the space.
Yes, feel the space. A beautiful space. It has beautiful energy and decor and all of that. We did have an open house in February. We're planning on another one. I don't know what the date is, but you guys will be the first to know.
You'll be the first to know. So this is our first YouTube presentation. Video.
Yeah, we're excited. We have our own engineer who morning setting everything up for us. And
say hi, Sean.
Hello.
He's the engineer extraordinaire, and he knows the equipment, the buttons to all of that.
Yep.
And he's our editor, sound guy, and and all of that. So
you forgot one thing.
What?
Who is?
He is my son.
It's her son.
Younger son, and he's a musician and business. Young man.
Yes,
amazing young man. Full
Yes.
spirit. So glad you're watching. Please do share it, subscribe to our channel.
We want to grow. I mean, this is what you're seeing today. This is nothing. We're just introducing ourselves. Because it's our first time on camera. So spread the word, share, and most of all, tune in because we're going to have some really good stuff.
Really good chats.
Yes.
We're going to have guests from all over the country on, some local. And like I said, we'll be introducing our colleagues here. They can talk and tell you, what
they've
they
got
do.
some interesting stories too, and some interesting things that they do for a living.
Right.
it helps you to know what you have access to too, because I think
Yes.
some people don't even know, like, okay, if you're starting a wellness journey or a holistic journey, I usually people are tuned in and tapped in, but for someone that's like trying to shift into that, they might not
Right.
know what's even available.
Yes,
So,
exactly. And I can say that because of the shift that's happening, with the systems in the world, there are healing centers popping up
yes,
everywhere.
there are.
Ours is unique. I'm not saying it's better. I don't even know the other ones, to be honest. But ours is based really on energy healing. I mean, I'm trained and licensed as a soul clinic counselor, but like Gina with her Reiki, I'm evolving into something totally different, and I do guided meditations now,
Yep.
and we have a whole gamut of things that just sort of expanding, always evolving, always growing. We
Yep.
we don't want to be stagnant, not in our
No.
personal lives, not in our
No.
professional lives. But what I will say is, if your spirit is sort of yearning for something, if your spirit is feeling sort of worn out, we can do things for our mind and we can do things for our body,
Yeah.
but our spirit is usually the last thing. And I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about the actual spiritual self, the soul. If you feel like you don't know where to start with any of it, call us. I mean, send us a message. We'll just have a conversation with you, and we'll know
Yeah,
from that
it's true.
conversation, like, okay, she needs to talk to Katie. She needs to talk to Gina. Because that's what we're here for. That's why we are here out in the public, in the community, and
Yeah.
really on the web now. So, yeah.
What we do, we really rely on our intuition. I know
Yes.
with my Reiki training that that is something that I really hone in on, even when I teach it. Like, it all begins with trusting your gut instincts.
Yes.
And that's how I roll now with everything, not just my job, but just even my everyday life.
Yep.
Knowing what feels right and what doesn't, decisions that have to be made. But, I love to send people home with homework because,
Yes, me too.
again, I'm not magical. I don't like it when people say, "Oh, you've healed me." No, I didn't.
Yeah, right.
I helped you shift some energy.
Yes.
I know how to do that type of work, but do the deep inner healing yourself because you want to,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
You're not forced to. You're here because you want to be.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that you can't change in your life if you put the work, the effort, and the belief in it.
Yes.
So.
And the other thing too, to dovetail off of what you just said, Gina, is, we when we start working on our spiritual self, it starts changing our emotions. It starts steadying and balancing our physical beings. So the fact that the whole world is designed to focus on mind and body solely,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the only place we can focus on spirit might be religious teachings or spiritual teachings, but we never
Right.
navigate that as another part of ourself, right? But what I have seen, what you have seen, what we've all witnessed in people here is that when they start working on, the core of who they are in spiritual life, so many things sort of adjust and get straightened out, and their emotional situation rebalances, and they get recalibrated in their relationships.
That's a great word, recalibration.
Yep.
It is. It's almost like they're just resetting everything in their body and starting over again.
Yes, exactly. Beginning with it. And so I really encourage people to start, seeing, looking, seeking, whatever, like what is there about my spirit? Like, try and get in touch with your spirit. What is your spirit saying? Spirit feeling? What, is something missing? Do you feel clogged? Do you need some cords cut, things released,
Right.
shifts happening,
Shifts.
right?
Yep. And this is, when we start releasing blocks and we open up our heart, then everything starts flowing in a positive direction. Again, if you're operating at a low vibration, that's what's going to come back to you. And changing someone's vibrational frequency, or showing you how to, it changes everything in your life. I'm telling you, I am going
I
to
know.
come up with this thing. I want to do like a 10-day manifesting challenge.
Woo!
I think it would be fun to do. No expectation on what the results are.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done one.
I
But
feel it. I feel
we
it.
can create it.
Yeah. Gina is the idea person. Gina is like, I'm like dreamscape over here, I'm like, oh, I'd love to do this.
It's fun
Yeah,
to do something like that, though, just so that people can change what they're doing. I used to do at the rec. I offered. This was before I ever had space. This was me, kind of easing my way into working on clients. But I used to do a meditation with Reiki class at the Pittsburgh Rec Center.
Oh.
And it would be, I think it was a 5-week course. So people would come every week and we would focus on different chakras each week. And it was only 5 weeks because there was like a week that we did like 2 chakras at a time. So they started saying, they're like, I only come here once a week, but I feel different the entire week.
Oh my.
And I was like, oh my gosh, wow. So I was so happy that they shared it with me. They said it made a huge difference in their week, just coming one day.
Yep.
So I think it would be kind of fun to come up with some sort of a challenge to do.
I think that would be
people
wonderful.
Can feel the change and the shift within them when they put the time and the effort into it.
Exactly. And we could do it online, right?
Oh,
do the whole thing
absolutely.
online, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it would be online, easy. Yeah. And not take a lot of time.
Yep.
Speaking of time.
I know. I was just doing that.
Speaking of time.
Because
we're out of time.
So this was our first, and on YouTube we do have some audio podcasts that have been recorded, and we're gonna kind of shoot everything live all at once. But this will be on our Woo Woo Mama's YouTube channel, so you'll be able to watch this and share it. Join in the conversation.
We're gonna have some great stuff coming up that you're gonna just like be sitting there going, wait till they come on.
Yes. So we'll tell you. We have one guest that's going to be coming on shortly who has had near-death experiences and lived to tell about it, and what has transformed in her life. We also have
my friend Susan.
Yes.
Who she coaches people. She's like a life coach, but she's really focused on diet. She does challenges of her own. I've done her challenges. I've done her program. And we're going to talk more about like what triggers people to overeat or make bad choices. Because again, it's all in the mind and body. And we're going to talk about that.
Yep. And we even might have some people on who have had some ghosts in their. I share my experience.
Yes, I have
Gina
somebody who's going to talk about her ghost experiences here in our town of Pittsburgh. So we're excited about that. And also we're going to people on who addiction.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So.
And everything will always be tied into the spiritual.
Yes.
So you can count on that for every conversation. And we look forward to continuing this journey with you. Thank you for watching and listening.
For watching today.
And we will see you next time.
See you on our next show.